We are here live on beautiful Oklahoma. Norman, Oklahoma. I mean, Tulsa, Broken Arrow, whatever. Oklahoma. Great state. Deep state of the South. With just beautiful sunsets, beautiful sunrise. I'm your host, Alex McKinney, and welcome back to the Alex Football Show. We are here. What is it? What? College football week? I heard it's college football week. We got a couple games on Thursday. We got a couple game. We had a game on Wednesday, and we got another one on Thursday. And then next weekend, I believe, is the start of the round 3. So we got a bunch to talk about. We got reactions to a lot of games, but we're gonna do some segments. The first segment we're gonna talk about here is regular season, because before we get on to the postseason stuff, that is right, folks. After yesterday, that's right, after Saturday, there are no more regular football games on Saturday. No more. That is the end of Saturday for football, and it's sad. No more. And the only thing you'll be having is little sprinkles of games throughout the weeks, upcoming weeks for bowling. Anyways, besides the point, let's talk about the regular season. Let's go back to the first 5 weeks of the season. I'm also gonna be I'm gonna be having this on the side. It's NFL recap since I don't do NFL. I'm gonna let the pros cover it. Let's go back to week 1. Let's go back to week 1 through 5. Let's talk about it. So, Florida State beats Alabama. Well, little do we know. Oh, hello, Drake. Glad you could join us. Join me. We're doing the show. This is how we do the show. It's gonna do it. Got 2 videos. You got another video tonight at 6:45. We're gonna talk about previews of round 2. And as I said before, we're done. We're done with the regular season officially. No more Saturday football. It'll be sprinkled throughout, maybe one holiday game, but that's near here or there. So let's talk about it. Florida State, Alabama, week 1. Oh my dear Lanta. We couldn't have asked for a better start to this game. Also, yes, boom. It is official. I found it. We're good. It's perfect. But anyways, that's near here. So Florida State goes in. So Alabama goes into Florida State and just beats the ever living crap out of Alabama. So, well, that was only the beginning of the chaos. Then you had you had 2 trap games, which weren't really trap games. We had Texas and Ohio State. It was a trap game for Ohio State because, again, like you're a hangover because you won and you ran on. But Ohio State would be the only team that Ohio State played close for Indiana. So first 5 weeks, football, well, everything's kind of normal. We get some new chaos in Oklahoma, especially Oklahoma. Like Oklahoma hosted Michigan and beat the team that beat the number 1 team previously 40 years in a row. What a tell you, it was like the chaos and all that. Then we had the fully revamped era of what should have been the rise of James Franklin. And week 6 comes around, and I believe in week 6 we had week 6 or 7 we had we had the issues with the storm, and then this game happened, and we let's go to the scoreboard, and I believe the moment I saw it, I was in pure shock because it was one of those things that you don't see coming. You never saw coming. And that was where is it? Oh yeah. Also, we do need to remember that this week was also the week Indiana beat Oregon. Also, me. Why is my thing all blurry? Let's fix that. Let's fix that. Is that fixed? Oh, we good? No, come on. No, come on. Okay, why is this not wanting to be all? Alright, we're good. So, Indiana beats Oregon, Oklahoma, and then Texas buzz out Oklahoma. So, that was the first real, start of Oklahoma's weird downfall, but we'll get into that. So then we had, I'm just, it was a wild week. Alabama came back against Missouri. LSU beat South Carolina. I mean, USC upsets Michigan, Notre Dame, and then little did we know that Notre Dame would be the only flawed team in this playoff. We'll just neither here nor there. But yeah, the big games were Oklahoma and Texas, and Indiana and Oregon. And we'll just skip the Texas and Oklahoma game. But of course, it's Oklahoma's first loss, and now they were 5-1 in that moment. But then week 8, and week 8. Oh dear God. Oh dear. It was we went through week 8 with nothing happened, with only Louisville upsetting Miami. But then, whoo, what? Where is it? Was it week 3? Oh, was it week 3? No, there's one of the weeks. One of the weeks that. Oh, there it is. So yeah, week 5. So yeah, here it is. So week 5, I look at my scoreboard and I see Oregon beats Penn State in 2 overtimes. And little did we know this would be the end of James Franklin's career. This was the moment James Franklin would be canned to the curb. Because next game, I look at my scoreboard. UCLA 42-37, Penn State. And the biggest upset since Vanderbilt and Alabama took place. It might even be worse than that because it was not even a close game. Mind you, USA had no head coach, no offensive coordinator, no defensive coordinator, no quarterback, no players. They had nothing. They were a destroyed team. They had to shelve themselves, and they went in and beat the Nittany Lions. James Franklin got fired after that. That was the end of Franklin's job right there. So then we fast forward a little bit. We get to week 7, week 9, and then you get to the big guns. So week 10 was the final push to the final stretch to the postseason. And you got some good teams. You had Oklahoma beat Tennessee, and this was the first game that Oklahoma had to win. So the first game Oklahoma had to win in order to keep in the playoffs. They went into Neyland Stadium and they beat they beat Tennessee. And of course, that was just crazy. They beat Tennessee. Then next you get then they go up to whoops. Hold on. Alright, there we go. I think we're fixed now. Alright, we're fixed. We're fixed now, so. Yeah, Oklahoma goes to Neyland Stadium, beats Tennessee. They win one of their remaining games, and they go into Tuscaloosa. And the great upset, and another upset of the year happened. And Oklahoma just outlasts Alabama. They win 23-21. They win 24-21. Sorry, 23-21. And it was beautiful. Little did we know that would be foreshadowing of the final game, and we'll get to all that in a moment. We'll get to that, but we're not. I don't think we're going to talk about the postseason, so we're not going to be. We're going to save the Oklahoma and Alabama game. That'll be for tomorrow. I mean tonight when we do, the predictions. But let me have a quick drink. Nice OU cup. Ugh. So, we do need to do this. It's only my duty, but I'm not going to talk about the game. I'm just going to talk about the stat. But first, we need to go. Let's just wrap things up here. They beat Alabama. They host Missouri and OSU. They beat them. They're in the playoffs. And then everything settles itself. And what you're left with? BYU, Vanderbilt, Texas, Michigan, and Miami and Notre Dame. All of them are fighting for a spot in the playoffs. Vanderbilt goes out and destroys, and I mean destroys Tennessee. And Diego Pavia should have gotten the Heisman. Well, that's a whole different can of beans. We're not going to do that. We're not going to talk about the Heisman. We don't do a live on the show. We talk about the games only, not the show. We don't talk about what ESPN does for analytics and shows and all that and entertainment. Just the game. So Diego Pavia wins against against Tennessee, a ranked Tennessee, mind you. And so there's another ranked win. Texas does not play that week because they can't, and they that Florida. And now, look, credit to Texas for being in the game, keeping up. They should not have won that Vanderbilt game. That Vanderbilt game, I feel like Vanderbilt was robbed of an opportunity to win. So you can. I don't care if I piss off anyone in Texas. I don't care. Much love to you, Texas. Even though I'm Oklahoma, much love to you, Texas. But you whiny babies, this is just for entertainment purposes. I don't think about you as the fans. Okay, you guys. Even though you guys are entitled, you do have a good team. Steve Sarkisian is a good coach. But you whiny little bitches are just so cocky because you said we beat Vanderbilt. We beat them. We should be in. Vanderbilt nearly beat you. You were only saved because the ball went out of bounds. If that ball stayed in bounds, Vanderbilt would have gone down and kicked a field goal, and most likely either won it with the touchdown or a field goal. So you're lucky that ball was out of bounds, and you're lucky you can't go out of bounds and come back in unless you're a receiver. But that's neither here. It's over with. But Texas jumps Vanderbilt because they have the head-to-head now. Miami, Notre Dame. It all came down to that final game. The final game with Duke. Now, this was the greatest collapse of a conference I've seen in a decade. So, for Miami to get into the playoffs, Duke would have to win the ACC because then, and the rule says the highest Power 5 teams will get in. Your SEC, your Big 10, your Big 12, your ACC, your American. So everyone else was already in. You had your Alabama in. You had your Indiana in. Your Texas Tech was in. And now it was just in the Americans didn't settle out, so Tulane got in. And then you have the ACC. Throughout the entire year, the ACC, because of their stupid ass tiebreaker system, gave Duke 5-7 Duke to go play for the title. So instead of Miami, Georgia Tech, Louisville, Virginia Tech, any team other besides that 5-7 Duke. And so Duke, because Duke has more wins or whatever analytics wise, they go play for the ACC conference. Now, do I believe that Duke could get in? No, could have gotten in. Absolutely not. Remember, it's the 5 highest ranked teams in the conferences. So let me remind you, it's the 5 highest ranked. Keyword ranked. And keyword again, ranked teams. Okay. Virginia loses to Duke. Duke wins. Virginia, but because Duke is not the highest ranked conference, that would fall to Virginia. Virginia now gets the automatic bid. Okay, now follow with me. Then Duke, because Duke won, and technically Duke would be in the playoffs because they win the conference, so they're the highest ranked in the conference. They instead go play in a bowl game. Miami is the only team that's ranked in the top 12. Everyone else is either all the way down here or in the middle. Miami's the only one right there behind BYU. And here's what's funny: all this could have been avoided if BYU won and Duke lost. That was the only factor here was actually BYU. Funny enough, BYU losing to Texas Tech in the rematch gave Miami the edge over BYU. And even if Duke lost or won, because if BYU won, then it would be BYU, Notre Dame. They would get in. That's it. But Duke had a role in setting up that tiebreaker because with Virginia now Virginia, because Miami would, now that Virginia lost, since Virginia then won technically the conference now, they were the highest ranked, so they won the conference. Here's what happened. Miami, instead of becoming the placeholder for the ACC, now was just fighting for a spot. They could no longer, because Duke won, Miami was not going to be the ACC representative, which is the best thing that they needed. That's why they needed Duke to win, because it gives Virginia the automatic bid, and then Miami, they saw ahead and were like, they needed BYU to lose to Texas Tech, and if they lost, they would jump Notre Dame. Come conference championship week, we get to the Big 12. What happens? Texas Tech beats by BYU. The rankings come out, and Miami jumps Notre Dame, and the rest is history. That was the regular season. Ups. Just it was probably one of the most interesting we've had in a while. Definitely more entertaining than last year for sure. And there was so many storylines in this. There was teams. There was good teams getting upset. There was teams that you didn't expect to do so good. Just front line. You saw teams like Vanderbilt and Virginia go in and physically match up against Miami. You saw it's probably going to go down in history as one of the best rivalry, as one of the best years in a while. Because, and hey, we're just getting started. We don't even know what Ohio State's have in store. We'll see if that bloodshed happens against Miami. I'm sure it will. But let's go ahead and come back to earth with regular season done. Let's move into the next segment, which is going to be the next segment is looking back at this, the little previews, the polls. We'll talk about that in just a moment. But first, I gotta lose something.
It's we're watching different games here, but okay.
I love it.
Yeah, we'll see if Malik Willis. It seems like he'll be good to go. If they start him, but I have to imagine he's going to get a Justin Fields, like a 2-year deal, 20-something million dollars, and dude, where he could go. I mean, he could be a bridge quarterback. For the Jets could give him a Justin Fields contract. You have him potentially he could go to the Dolphins, right? He can go to the Cardinals. He can go to the Raiders. There's Colts. Why not? Go.
Yeah, he's a good play caller. So I actually like the Dolphins. If Matthew Stafford decides he's ready to retire or one more year, Rams could be really interesting.
All right. So, pull out my little clip here. A little drink.
Yeah, and they honestly, right now, the Niners are like the best offense in the NFC West.
So it's so funny because I think the Seahawks have the best defense, right?
Yep.
The Rams are probably the most.
So,
The Niners have the best offense.
yeah.
The NFC playoffs are boring because you get three teams. I feel like the NFC West is just all three of one another. Because you're likely going to have whoever's in the 5 seed, they're going to take on whoever wins the NFC South, which nobody wants to take.
So going back, let's look at the polls. So these are the polls that we made. Remember these? Remember this? The Alex poll? We're going to look back at it and we're going to see the evolution of these teams. First off, though, yeah, this thing is no longer needed. Pretty soon we'll be done with this. But yeah, so let's go back and let's just look at it. So first off, let's go from oldest to newest. Don't need the odds to win anymore. You already know what that's gonna be. So from oldest to newest, we had this one. This is the original one. Oh, sorry, the original one actually is in here. I will be right back. I'm going to go get it in my notebook, my old notebook.
And the Niners bounced back after this game starts with a pick six by the Bears. Kind of I don't want to say like a terrible pass from Purdy, but one that's read.
I just realized it is in my bag.
That's tipped. That's the last time either defense would really do anything until the very final play where Caleb had to scramble to get a touchdown.
Here it is.
Like Purdy's like, I don't know. I think
So if we go back, so here's how we had originally. It was so the first one we had.
the other guy in the mix is Trevor Lawrence. So it's Purdy, it's Lawrence, it's Stafford, Drake May. Those guys have been playing the best. And then this game.
So Ohio State, Indiana, BYU, Alabama, Georgia, Texas A&M, Oregon, Ole Miss, Arizona, Vanderbilt, OU, Louisville, Miami, LSU, Tennessee, Notre Dame, USC, Texas, Georgia Tech, Navy, Wake Forest, Virginia, UCLA, Tulane, Michigan. So that was from what week? What was that? Week 5? What was that? I think that was week 5 through 8. So that was week 5 and 8. So week 5 through 8, mind you. That was week 8. So I'm gonna put that on there. So then we get to the next one. This was what, week? So this is week, I believe week. So this is week 7. Right. So this is week 9 through 10. So yeah, week. So this was what, week? So week 9. So sorry. Yeah, week. Is it week 8? Yeah, week 9. So week 9, you had Ohio State. It went through 7. Behind the time. So 35 to 28. This would be where it starts to stay the same a little bit, but yeah, Clemson, Florida State, 35 to 28. Yeah, Clemson, Florida State, Boise State, Auburn, Navy, SMU, Pitt. Then 28 to 21, you had South Florida, Cincinnati, James Madison, Houston, Missouri, Illinois. Tennessee, Louisville, North Texas, and then 21 through 14, North Texas, Virginia, Vanderbilt, Utah, USC, Michigan, Texas, and then 14 through 7, Miami, BYU, Georgia Tech, Tulane, Oregon, Notre Dame, Alabama, 1 through 7, Oklahoma, Texas Tech, Ole Miss, Indiana, Georgia, A&M, and Ohio State. Okay, so then next up we go to the next one, and this was so. Then you had Chaos Week. This was week 11 through 12, 11 through 13. So week 11, I had. Sorry, was it week 11? Alright, so yeah, this is week 12. I'm sorry, so week 13. So week 12, so 11 through 13. You have the Ohio State, you had Louis, top 25, you had Louisville. Yeah, Tennessee, Georgia Tech, Pitt, Utah, USC, SMU, Miami, North Texas, Tulane, USF, Vanderbilt, Miami. And so that was Michigan, not Miami. Navy, Virginia, BYU, Alabama, Utah, Alabama, Notre Dame, Oklahoma, Oregon, Ole Miss, Georgia, Texas Tech, Indiana, A&M, and Ohio State. And then your first teams out would be Utah, Texas, Cincinnati, Georgia, Louisville, ECU, USF, James Madison, and Florida State. So they would be your teams out. So then we get to the updated versions, the one that a bit more cleaner versions. So now we get to a more cleaner version, and I'm only going to do the top 25 here because I don't want to do it. So here is this. So this is the this is conference before conference week, so week 13. So this is week 13, and so then you have
Buffalo's defense shuts out Philly in the second half. And this game basically is decided because Jalen Carter blocked after attempt for the Eagles.
Yes.
What we learned too, Jalen Carter is he had double shoulder surgery, so he had a procedure on his shoulders a week or two ago, and apparently, like before that.
25, Tennessee, Utah, USC, Pittsburgh, North Texas, USF, SMU, Michigan, Georgia Tech, Tulane, Vanderbilt, Miami, BYU, Notre Dame.
And that explains why he hasn't been as effective lately.
Navy, Virginia, they would be the conference winners. And then the rest is history. The rest is the same. Go back and watch the other reactions, but everything else stayed the same. The only thing that changed was BYU and Notre Dame. And that's the polls. And so far, and that's pretty much it. And that's the end of that.
Bears ran one that luckily the Niners make the tackle there. Otherwise, that's the game over. But they make the tackle, and that's why Chicago had to rush. They had to clock the ball. They wasted a lot of time there. The Bills ran one, and the Jags tried to run one, and they fumbled. I was like, when's the last time you've seen that play run 3 times? Anyway, Bills run it to perfection. Then they get a helmet catch from Brandon Cooks.
Let's talk about it.
And then Dawson Knox is this close to scoring. They got to review it. Buffalo scores to have no time basically left in the game. Well, there's like a number, the onside kickers,
5 seconds
or whatever. And then Josh Allen misses the throw on the 2-point conversion.
Yep.
And
Shakir was open too.
He's rolling, he's running. I know why it happens, but
There's some pressure.
Josh Allen's just one of those quarterbacks where you don't expect him to not make that throw. And my first thought was like, thank God Bo Nix didn't do that, because if Bo Nix missed that throw in that situation, he would be eviscerated.
Yeah.
And that's what, like, in the NFL, you got to have the body of work, and Josh Allen does. And I was just shocked he doesn't make the throw there. But Philly, dude, like, Buffalo and Philly, it's fitting because they are the same team to me. Their similarities aren't necessarily on.
Let's talk about it. Bite the bullet. Let's end off the show on a hot note. Reactions, concerns, a common concern. Alabama beats Oklahoma on the road. We're going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about the game itself. That'll be for tomorrow. But we are going to talk about the stats. So, Oklahoma was minus 1.5 favorite going in this. John Mateer. Okay. So John Mateer, Ty Simpson, their comparison. John Mateer was 26 of 41. Ty Simpson was 18 through 22. 18 for 22. John Mateer had good passing. Ty Simpson had clutch bone in him. John Mateer ran 307 yards. Ty Simpson ran 232 yards. And their QBR, I have to write this down. Their QBR was, I believe, let me go back and look at that again. May I remember their QBR again? I don't want to talk about it when it's not even in my memory. 73.4, 80.5. Okay. Alright, fixed it. So 80.5. Keep that up for a moment. Alright, I fixed it. So I fixed that. QBR. So 80 QBR for Ty Simpson was 80.5. John Mateer was 73.4. OU's passing. This was the bet. They had the better passing. 232 yards. to Alabama's 132. Those are just rough estimates according to the model. Both of these, one of these, the bad rock stack was Alabama. The pad rock stack was Oklahoma's passing. They had no pass. They had no pass rush. I mean, they had no passing. I mean, so no pad rock and no bad rock. So, OU rushing, they were okay on the ball. Both teams were okay. Both teams did not have a running game in this game. And the model had everything set here. The model estimated their rushing. Oklahoma had a 63.4% good, better rushing. Alabama had a 74.5. Punting, key stat of the game. Terrible for Oklahoma and decent for Alabama. It was decent enough to get them to win. There was no stat here to walk on. Oklahoma's punting was 76.3. Alabama's punting was 80.4. Tate Sandell and Connor Talty. Oh my God, Tate Sandell! This man must feel the absolute most amount of just anger, internal sadness, and grief to be named the winner of the to name the winner of that the honors of the kicker of the year, only to then miss in the clutchest of moments. Oh, I feel bad for that man. And this guy just needs just send all the love. But the stats are the stats. He was 1 for 3. He only made one kick all night. That was that extra point after. That was the extra point after the touch. That was every extra point after the touchdown. But for field goals, he was 0 for 2. He was 0 for 2 on field goals. Connor Talty nailed all 3 of his. Connor Talty had a perfect 100%. Tate Sindel had a 32.4. So, need more I can say about that. Next up is the game we are not going to talk about, Miami and A&M. This game did not happen. Okay, moving on. I don't want to talk about it. Ole Miss, Tulane blowout. I don't really need to talk about that. And I wrote down one stat for this. Run one stat for this. Apparently, a G5 team can match up pretty well against a very good Big Ten team. So there's that, and I figured it would be a nice little skit, a nice little funny way to end off the morning show. It's one of the morning shows, probably be the only one I do besides reactions and stuff to the playoffs. But as it stands right now, this is basically going to be the last reaction. And don't worry. I'm gonna have my post reaction. So when the preview comes, I'll talk about the games and all that. But I'm just gonna, when it comes to the postseason, I will have a full reaction to the postseason. And like I said, I'll cover some of the game, Oklahoma and Alabama game for tomorrow. But mainly the rest of it will be covered. Some of the whole entire box of cookies that'll be covered when the playoffs and all that is over with. And then from there, we're done with football. NFL, we'll be on to the NFL football week. We're on to the NFL we go. So, anyways, can't believe it's already almost here, the end of football. Okay. Away. Alright, that was ice. I didn't realize I got ice in it. A little bit of make sure you. I heard there's a flu going around. So make sure you guys are keeping safe out there. But other than that, I mean, I've got nothing else for you. Overall thoughts and reactions, just it's been one hell of a ride. I'll tell you that much. ups and downs, turnovers, chaos, and we'll look back on this next year. We're gonna look back on it and be like, wow, we can't believe we had a year like this. We'll see what happens. We'll see if Notre Dame gets into the playoffs. I highly doubt it. Reap and weave your consequences of not being in the conference, Notre Dame, and no one has any empathy for you. The only empathy you have is yourself. I'm surprised Marcus Freeman hasn't quit his job yet. He doesn't even have a job. He has a job at the moment. Anyways, near here or there. Thank you all. That is where we're gonna end the show tonight. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We've we've come to the end of the road. There'll be no more videos of right now until there'll be one tonight. Come back tonight for the regular night show, and after that there will be no more. We'll be live streaming the Ohio State and Miami game because my Ohio State is one of my teams. They're one of the teams I'm going to watch, and then I do not know if I'll be doing. I'll make a decision on if I want to do one of the 3 New Year's Day bowl games. But folks, that is what we have for you. We are going to enjoy the rest of the college football world. I know Oklahoma's not going to be part of the rest of the world, but they had a good run. Clap it up. They did all they could. John Mateer is going to have a better thumb next year. He's going to come back and probably going to destroy everyone, prove to everyone he's going to have a chip on. It's going to be fun next year. Can't wait for next season. Next season, 2026, we're going to see a lot of new faces, a lot of old faces, veterans, and who knows, John Mateer, maybe he comes back and shows everyone who's the boss. But folks, that is what we have for you today. The morning show, it is complete. It is over. We are done with the regular season. Bowl games, I hope you guys have enjoyed the bowl games. We're going to have more of those today. 1 p.m., I believe we got Georgia, Southern, and Akron. I could be wrong. I'm gonna look that up. But yeah, we had some good bowl games coming up, especially this Saturday. You got you got Michigan and Texas. You're gonna have some fun games. So we'll see. But folks, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, your morning and your day, whatever. Keep warm. It is very cold out, so please keep warm. And with that, from Oklahoma, Norman from beautiful Oklahoma. It's very, very nice. It's a nice, crispy day. Not what I was expecting, but overall, it feels like Christmas. What should have been Christmas. Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy New Year, and I'll see you very soon on Wednesday. Come back tonight for 6:45 for the regular night show, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for coming with me on this ride. And I love college football, respect it, and love it. Goodbye.